So are you ready to continue part 2 to master the most important ITTOs for cost management to pass your CAPM exam? Let's get started. Hey everyone, and welcome back. If we're just meeting, my name is Alvin, and I'm here to help you pass your CAPM exam by sharing the exact strategies that I use to pass my own CAPM exam. So if this is your first time watching my videos, make sure you subscribe to my channel, hit that bell icon, and smash that like button so you're notified when my next video comes out. So as a quick refresher, these are the processes involved with cost management, and we'll be covering in detail the most important ITTOs that you need to master to pass your CAPM exam. So just like our previous quiz, we'll be going over the ITTOs in the form of a flashcard quiz. There will be a total of 9 questions. You'll get a couple seconds to answer each question, and afterwards the correct answer will show up on the screen. Make sure you write down each answer so you can evaluate your performance at the end of this quiz. So without further ado, let's get started. Question 1. Which 3 elements of the project management plan are inputs for determining the budget? The correct answer is the cost management plan, resource management plan, and scope baseline. The cost management plan outlines your strategy for controlling the budget and is used to help determine what your budget will be. In order to determine what costs are needed to support this budget, you'll also need the resource management plan, since this outlines how you'll identify and procure resources. And lastly, you need to know what project deliverables and work is needed to complete 100% of your project's activities, which is captured within your scope baseline. On to question 2. Which 2 key project documents are inputs to determine budget used to establish a project's cost estimates? The 2 key project documents used to determine the budget are the cost estimates and the basis of estimates. As a quick refresher, the basis of estimates outlines how you came up with your estimates, whereas the cost estimates are the actual financial estimates of how much money is needed to complete each activity in the work breakdown structure. These cost estimates will ultimately be summed up and aggregated to form your project's overall budget. Question 3. Cost budgeting tools, reporting methods, and lessons learned repository are examples of what input to the process for determined budget. The correct answer is organizational process assets. Think of these as assets, which typically include your organization's procedures, policies, templates, and historical databases, which can be used to help improve the planning, management, and execution of your project. Question 4. What tool and technique is used within the process determine budget to sum up cost estimates by work package and roll these up to higher levels within the WBS? The correct answer is cost aggregation, which sums up the cost estimates for each work package and rolls them up to the project's top level to create a bottom-up estimate for your project's budget. On to our next question. Question 5. What tool and technique used during determined budget involves analyzing and comparing the available funds in a certain time period to the amount of planned expenses for executing the project? The correct answer is funding limit reconciliation. This might have been tricky for you, so make sure you pay attention to the details on the screen. Funding limit reconciliation is basically making sure that there isn't a huge difference between your project's expenses and the funds you have available to spend within that specific time period. Refer to the screen for more detail. And by the way, if you're getting a lot of value out of today's quiz, and if you want to see more videos like this to help you pass your exam on your first try, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that bell icon, and smash that like button so you're notified when my next video comes out. Now for question 6. What is the key tool and technique for determined budget which is involved with obtaining the funds for executing a project's activities? The correct answer is financing, which means that you're obtaining the funds and monetary resources to complete your project's work. such as procuring material and hiring external consultants and vendors. Question 7. What are the key outputs from the process determine budget? There are two key outputs from determine budget, and they include the cost baseline and the project funding requirements. The cost baseline consists of the cost estimates and the contingency reserves. Make sure you remember that the cost baseline is the approved version of your time phase spending plan. In other words, how much money has been approved for your project's expenses with respect to time. The funding requirements is derived from your cost baseline, and it outlines how much funds is required to support your project. As an exam tip, make sure you understand the difference between the project budget and the cost baseline. The project budget consists of the cost baseline and management reserves. This may show up on your exam, and you want to be prepared if you do see it, so make sure you study this carefully and remember this difference. On to our next question. Question 8. What is the key output of the process control costs, which is calculated as either the estimate at completion or a bottom-up estimate at completion and is communicated to your stakeholders? The correct answer is cost forecasts, which are calculated by determining the estimate at completion. This is the estimate for your project's total cost based upon the already completed work. Now on to the next question. Question 9. What is a key output of control costs, which must be processed if there are any requested changes to the cost baseline? The correct answer is change requests. Any changes to your project's planned cost baseline must be approved and routed through the change control process and processed as change requests. So we've covered two of the processes for cost management. So make sure you repeat this ITTO quiz until you score target or above target in this area. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you practice the other ITTO quizzes in my ITTO CAPM Exam Prep playlist, and I'll put those links in the show notes and description down below. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, smash that like button, and share this with a friend if you'd like to see more weekly practice questions and quizzes just like this. Until next time, I'm Alvin the PM, helping you become certified in project management, and I'll see you in next week's video.